Hey boys and girls, welcome back to another video from rangetech.us, Rangetech North America. I keep changing the channel, I keep changing my logo. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the logo. Is the red too bright? I've been thinking about changing it to like a green or a gray and seeing how that looks. So, leave me a comment below. If you're a logo designer out there too and you want to get some credit towards a course or something like that and you come up with an awesome logo, let's talk, because I'd be happy to do something like that. Courses are running in Canada coming up in June. I've got a bit going on in coastal British Columbia, in our grand theater of mountain shooting. And then I will have some courses in Alberta, and of course there's courses happening in Idaho and in Utah this year too. So looking forward to doing that too. It's one of my passions, to teach, and I've taught everything from snowboarding to rock climbing to long range shooting, and I taught pistol in Washington on Sunday, just this past Sunday. The need came up, the student was there, and I gave a personalized lesson because she's been doing a lot of traveling between Washington and Oregon to very dangerous places if you're a pretty young lady, and traveling on the road on your own. So I don't usually teach on Sundays, but I felt an important thing to do, so we just got it done. And I really appreciate her comments because, she said she's never ever been taught what she should be practicing. And so she was feeling a lot better even by the time we were done on a couple of hours of teaching. And I will say, too, we got into like working around vehicles and, things to look for, how to set yourself up so that you're not being caught unaware. And really simple tips if you really stop and think about it, like how and where to park your vehicle so that you can tell if somebody is taking too much of an interest in you. And that's pretty simple when you think about it. Things like parking away from everybody and leaving some space so that if anybody does park next to you, it's a dead giveaway that they've got some kind of nefarious interest in you. Guys, if you are anywhere in the continental United States and you are looking for firearms, please check out the gun shop in Idaho Falls, 208 Gun Shop. And thank you for the shirt, guys, one of my favorite. And check out Blue Alpha if you're looking for either a concealed carry or a battle belt. But you know what, guys? Let's get into it. Let's talk about why we're here. And why we're here is so we can talk about my personal IFAK. One of the IFAKs that I have, that this one in particular goes onto my carrier, and I have another IFAK that's actually in my truck. I think I'm up to, I'll explain how many tourniquets I've actually got, and we'll go through the IFAK first, and we will go through the plate carrier. And this is a fairly budget plate carrier, but it is really robust. It's really well built. So without further ado, Wait. Back that up. We got to have a do. Okay. So before we can't have any further ado, I need you guys to hit like, subscribe, and please leave a comment for the algorithm. I really appreciate even the Pinocchio faces that somebody is leaving. I think that's hilarious and weird at the same time, but it works. So I appreciate that. And thank you to the new subscribers. We have been slowly but surely growing the channel. And proud of, I'm super happy with all the nice comments and stuff that I've been getting. That means a lot to me, especially when I live in a little tiny podunk town in eastern Idaho, and there's not much appreciation around here for what I do. Let's just put it that way. So let's get into the IFAK. All right, so we're gonna do one of those. This is the unboxing, and yes, this is I know this packaging is so pretty, and if you look at it, they've really put a lot of thought into how this is packaged. Wait, that was me that packaged this up. All right, so first things first, we get into the IFAK, and we have gloves, and I'm gonna mention, if you look right here, my first tourniquet is on my shoulder where I can reach it with either hand. and relatively quick detach. It's going to get a little bit of a change up. And then I have a second tourniquet in this administration pouch right here too. Anybody that I'm working with on some project knows where my tourniquets are. Alright, so reason being, we have the tourniquets are number one access. Second thing we have are trauma shears. We have these so that we can actually get into an injured area if we have to, say, apply a patch over a lung or something like that. And we are sort of working, we're working with, like, from most likely injury to the next most likely and so on. So the least, or, it's a lesser likely one that you're going to actually need a vent x-ray, a high fin vent chest seal application, as opposed to having a limb get injured or hit or slashed or stabbed or something like that. And so that's why we have multiple tourniquets ready to go. And then the next thing we have access to is trauma scissors, so we can get at something like a chest wound. So we're prioritizing injuries, and bleed from the femoral artery or the artery in the arms is the most likely and quickest demise for a wounded party. So those are the things we look to protect first, followed by respiratory system, lung injuries. So next thing we have in here is we have a clotting sponge, and we have a number of these in here. And that's so that if we do have some kind of traumatic injury, no matter what it is, we can wrap one of these onto that, and then when they get into a surgeon, the surgeon can remove these, as opposed to using the powdered version of these. So get the clotting sponge, not the powder. Okay, moving further along, we have a compressed gauze, we have tape, we have more gloves, and I'm not going to pull those all out. We have more gauze. We have a boo-boo kit, more gauze, and then we have several rescue blankets in here, so that if we do have an injured party, we can keep them well wrapped to try and prevent shock from setting in. And I have an extra pair of scissors in here too. I actually hadn't looked at the kit in so long that I'd forgotten they were there, and I went and got another set. The tactical saying 2 is 1, 1 is none, though, is never more true than when it comes to first aid stuff, tactical gear, because this stuff is, it could be damaged as well too. What if the kit gets a bullet in it and one of the pairs of scissors is wrecked? So I carry 2. In the off chance something goes wrong. I carry a couple of light sticks, but that's sort of just if I have to settle down somewhere and I need some kind of low-key lighting. And the next thing I carry is another wound clot. So I have 3 of those there. And then I have... what's this one again? This is the... yep, that's another wound clot as well too. I thought it was an Israeli bandage, but I think that's a different kit. And then I have another tourniquet in the kit as well too. So what's that put us up to? That puts us up to 3 tourniquets on my person at all times. And then we have a triangular bandage and a triangular bandage, so we can deal with multiple casualties if we need to. So this is a pretty heavy duty kit. It's everything short of, what you would carry if you were actually a trained, spec ops, first aid, medic, excuse my dropping lingo there. But this has got all the stuff that you would need, and for just about anything out there that the average civilian or law enforcement is gonna need. So that's why we carry it. And yeah, so that's it for the kit. The kit is from Eberlestock. I bought it complete from them. I want to say it was a little over $200. with most of the stuff you see in here. I've added a few things like the vent, the chest seal vent kit. I got this is off Amazon, and it is from North American Rescue, and I recommend you use North American Rescue as the brand you're looking for, because that brand is recognized across both police and military as being one of the best ones out there. So I'm going to sort of shove this stuff back in and put it to the side here. This is a kit I also take off of my plate carrier as well too, and I'll actually, like when I was traveling in Washington, I just took this whole thing and threw it in the back of the car so that I had it ready to go if need be, even if there was something like a car accident. Oddly enough, we had 2 people nearly run us off the road on the way home, so always good to be prepared. So that all zips up, pretty much maxes out the kit. If you notice, I've got a couple of refills on the side of this thing. Those are there so that if you are in a bad situation and you're stuck there for a bit, of course you've got a couple of refills there, and you can hopefully survive whatever comes at you. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. Alright, so this is my carrier. I have clipped my mechanic's gloves and a thin mask balaclava to this as well too. You just never know what the situation's going to be like, and personally, if I'm in a situation, the only people I want knowing my identity is law enforcement that are involved in it. Afterwards, you just don't know who you're going to run into. All right, so I moved my 6-plate, or my quad carrier off the front of the kangaroo pouch, and I went to a triple internal pouch. This is about a $16 modification that you can do to any plate carrier that has this kangaroo pouch, so this is pretty standard. The plate carrier, the insert, these are just Condor Outdoors. The administrative pouch, though, is in a Eberlestock. I like their small pouches and stuff more than Condor. And then I have some extra refills for the small stuff on the side here as well, so that I have plenty of refills. Let's put it that way. And of course, you guys know I'm using my language I'm using here. I also carry a seatbelt cutter, because a lot of times if you are moving around in one of these, you are moving by vehicle to a location or something, there's always the chance that you are going to have an accident in the rush or something like that and need to get out of, say, an overturned vehicle, or get somebody else out of an overturned vehicle. It just doesn't hurt to have that, and that was recommended to me by a former National Guardsman and intelligence officer, and those guys have to, be really self-sufficient. So any kind of advice I get from somebody like that, I'm like, that's a good way to go. That's good thinking, and it's like 16 or 20 bucks. This plate carrier, and any plate carrier you get, has a quick detach system. You undo this, pull this ring, and then you're gonna just pull this webbing out of here, and it just detaches everything out through the back, and the plate carrier will just fall off of you. Now, on the other side, I have my administrative pouch, like I said, another tourniquet right here, spare batteries for everything under the sun, including my buddy's gear, Ear Pro, those are Surefire my wife gave me for Christmas. And I carry a pair of Ear Pro stuck into the rail of my AR as well too. And Travis Haley's tip on that was just awesome. It's the little things, right? And then I carry, something like this in here, Milky Way or some kind of cheap, fast sugar, so that if you are, into something unexpected, at least you have something to get you by. Next thing I do is, and this is to do with these glow sticks that I have on here. So I carry, it's actually, I think it was meant as a grenade pouch or a flashlight pouch or something like that, but it has a little grommet on the bottom right here. And I carry about probably 30 feet of 550 cord or 850 cord. This is probably 850 in here as well too. What you can do with that, like show you, is you can actually tie. You got to sort of imagine this because I'm not going to pull all the cord out. You can tie a lit glow stick onto this, and then you can actually use something like this as a signaling apparatus by swinging it or like swinging around in a circle, and that creates like a big bright light lit up section, of very distinct illumination, so that anybody who you might be trying to contact or signal, say if you've set up, a certain time to signal them, has something very distinctive to look for. You could carry, you could get into this as deep as you want. You could carry different colors like I do. You could, even have a signal or color that you use for when things are good, when things are bad, somebody's injured, or just like a marking location kind of thing. Or you carry like one of these that's just, meant for illumination inside a hide or something like that. Now, I do, I'll give you an example where that could possibly come in good, or as a wise piece of kit to have. So I volunteer with our local sheriff's department search and rescue, and we had a call out last night for a missing 6-year-old. And these days you don't know why that kid disappeared. We've had a dozen attempts on kids just in the last, I think it was just 2020. That was just the ones we knew about. That wasn't all of them. That's just the attempts to abduct kids that were noticed by either kids or parents and reported. So having something like that and having a kit like this that's ready to go, even if it seems as silly as like going on search and rescue, you don't know who you're going to come across. So in my personal opinion, it's nice to have this stuff. It's all ready to go, and you can handle any situation that you happen to come across. I feel like that's just today's world. In 2020, when the riots and stuff like that were happening, and I was advised by Washington State Patrol, always be traveling with my kit in my trunk, and making sure that we have stuff to deal with anything that we might encounter on the road. Case in point, we saw what happened in Colorado, with people blocking, in Washington and stuff, people blockading roads. And there was, a protester that actually was taking shots at a vehicle driving by, that kind of thing. So it's really about protecting you and your family. Worst case scenario, you might even you separate the thing and put one on either door, like, of your vehicle. That's not that hard to take these apart, and then you could have protection on either side if you were in a hostile place, or gotten the wrong. I don't know. There's a million zillion different ways that this could go. Anyway, guys, that's 20 minutes. I said I would end it there. I kind of rambled on a little bit there, but I hope that you found some value in that as well too. Guys, train hard, train smart, and keep your head on a swivel. It's a rough world out there. It's not getting any better. If you haven't seen the new Sean Ryan show, there is a new drug being introduced. I haven't got through the whole show. I would encourage you to go look at what's going on. Fentanyl was dangerous enough, and I know multiple officers who have OD'd from fentanyl exposure. And it's a rough world. It's disappointing to hear there's something that's supposedly 1,000 times worse than fentanyl, and I can't even fathom that. I know people that have died. Know of people that have died from that. Like I said, people that have OD'd. So that's it for tonight, guys. I'm gonna pretty much just throw this up as it is, with my ums and ahs and stutters and all that stuff. So I apologize for that. I just wanted to get some content out to you guys because there's just so much stuff going on. Anyway, my 20 minutes is over, and I'll see you in the next one.